Good evening, Noob Gamers. How are we this evening? We're live for the very first time in 2019. Welcome to another Project Cars 2 stream where we have another one-off special for you this evening where the boys and girls be racing in Aston Martins around a beautiful track in the Algarve. But again, once again, thank you for being here. Sponsored by Wolfies as ever. I've got the Wolfies porridge on my desk. And here we go. Bring on the racing, as Fred says in the chat. Thank you for joining us once again. Hopefully everyone enjoyed our brand new intro video that was debuted tonight. Something a little bit different, a little bit more on brand with the racing, rather than just a blank static screen for you guys to be watching at home. But yeah, here we are. We're ready to go again. Practice is underway. Everyone's warming up their tyres in the background. And you're stuck with just me this evening, I'm afraid. No co-commentator to this evening, so it's just all me with all the dials to go. So I'm in control. Let's see how this goes, trying to do everything at once. But I'm sure we're going to have a great time. So we have 24 races this evening, 24 races. They're undergoing a 10-minute qualifying period right now. And then they're going to hit the main qualifying for 30 minutes. So 30 minutes of qualifying after a short practice. And then the big race for 30 minutes. I say 24 people going around the track. I'm sure there's going to be some lumps and bumps throughout. And hopefully you can stick with us throughout. So, of course, you know, it's 2019. We want to do things a little bit differently on the stream for the new year ahead. Of course, if you can't hear me or you're struggling with the sound, please let me know so we can fix those on the fly. But hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. So I'm just going to have a look and see if the boys have started their practice. And I can see that they have, which is great news. So practice is underway. No technical issues this evening from Project Cars 2. But before we go and see the action live, let's give you guys at home a little bit of an insight into what they're going to be racing this evening as we have a look at the car that they're going to be racing. So here we go, they'll be racing the Aston Martin Vantages this evening with a top speed of 187 miles an hour. It can do 0 to 103.15 seconds, brake horsepower 520, and it weighs 2,700 pounds, which I'm told is about half the weight of an adult giraffe. Little fun fact for you. So here we go, just looking at the car now. Looks like a really nice make from Aston Martin. And just as we look around the car now, we're going to have a look at it on the track as well to give you a flavour of what the racers are going to be getting to grips with this evening around this beautiful Algarve track. So here we go. So there we go, that was a little look around the cars that the racers will be contending with this evening. The Aston Martin Vantage, really, really nice cars, incredible speeds that they can get up to. And with 24 races on the track this evening, I'm sure it's going to give us some thrills and spills. So there we go, that's the car. Can the racers handle that? But of course, they haven't just got the car to contend with this evening. They've of course got a track to go around as well. So let's take a little look of what the racers can expect from this evening's track. So here it is. Here's a look at the track this evening at the Algarve, the Autodrome International de Algarve. So it's a 14 turner, just under the 3 miles mark, but with 14 turns it gives us plenty of time for people to go spinning off, to overtake, to do all the things we can expect on a race day. So section 1 looks fairly standard. Section 2 is a little bit windy, and so is section 3 with a fantastic bend at end. And we're going to take you on a full lap now, so you guys at home can get a flavour for what we should see this evening. So here we go, down the main straight from the off. Really good pace racers can get down this really long straight. First corner is really tough on the brakes, You've got to go quite slow around this corner, especially if you've just come off a hot lap. Nice little right hand bend here for them to navigate, and then we come to the slowest corner in the race, the Lagos corner. They've really got to go hard to get around that and not cause any issues, but now they've got an opportunity to open themselves out. So we've got a little straight here with the VIP tower to the left of us, that of course all the high paying guests will be paying their money and watching from tonight. A nice little 180 bend here with a nice left hand turn, which again could cause some issues if they're not hot on the brakes. But again, you know, we've got the tight turns, but we've also got a lot of road for them to put their foot down and press on. So again, you know, here's another opportunity for the racers to put their foot down just before it starts getting tight again. So we're just about to hit section 3 now, and there we go, we're in sector 3. So again, a nice little straight into this left hand bend here, and then you'll see another tight left hand corner which you can't quite see until you come round. So we're going to go round to this right hand side now. Lovely, and then we've got a nice sweeping one to the left, as I said, which you know, you don't really see that's coming with all the undulation in the track this evening. And then there's a nice tight one here round to the left, again almost a 180 that they're doing here. Before they come to the penultimate corner, Sagare's corner. Some say you can take this in third gear to help you get more control, but of course it'll be up to the racers to see what they can contend with this evening. And then we're on to the main final corner to bring us home to the straight. Here we go, perfect, straight down the straight, and this is where they can really put their foot down and get some pace going. So there we go, that is a lap around the track the racers will be racing on this evening. Simple as that, hey? Easy for me to say sat here in the studio, but of course the people will have the steering wheels in their hands and they'll be raring to go. So let's bring you straight in with the action as we hit over to practice. So here we go, live practice. We're on board with Jimmy H Official. Let's see if we can grab a quick word with Jimmy while he's going around, the race organiser, just to see if he can give us a little bit more insight into what racers should expect this evening. Good evening, Jimmy H Official.
Good evening, how are things?
Good, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've just managed to roll my car in practice, so...
Perfect, we can see, yeah, you're a little bit broken on the screen there. So yeah, just under 30 seconds left of practice, just quickly before qualifying starts. What are we expecting on this track this evening?
22 drivers on the track, clear conditions, nice and warm. Quick cars, relatively stable, but damage turned on. Lots of corners, so my guess is the first lap is going to be pretty hairy, and what we'll expect to see after that is maybe a bit of distance between perhaps maybe 4 or 5 little packs forming across the track. There's some very good drivers and some not so good drivers. There's no mandatory pit stops tonight, so everything to play for, I think. Perfect, it sounds really good. So as you can see, practice is finished now, so I'll leave you to get your headset ready for the race ahead, and good luck, and of course, thank you for organising this fantastic race. You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
No worries, thank you. So that was Jimmy H Official, the race organiser this evening. Just have a quick look on the chat, and welcome to Texican Olive, who's obviously from the Zexy Gaming group that I am part of, to help promote this stream and get some more people watching. And if you've joined from the Zexy Gaming crew this evening, really appreciate you guys tuning in here with this evening. So we're just finishing practice off now, ready to go into qualifying. So qualifying with 24 cars on the track this evening is going to be very, very important, because you do not want to be coming from the back of the grid to try and fight your way to the top this evening. And yes, Fred, it looks like he's lost a lot of things on that car. As we heard, he had a little spin. So let's have a look through the pack. We've got Seb H at the top, Bob Hump 3 as ever near the top of the grid. CPC Dem, a new racer to Thursday nights, looks like to be in good form early doors, so that should be good for us this evening. Higgs Bosun, who you'll know from the Sunday stream. We've got Mr. Salt, of course, and Trevor Hump, who, always in the streams that we do these days. Another new contender on a Thursday night, Dark Arena, currently in 7th place in terms of lap times. And here we go. We're about to hit into qualifying. So here we go, qualifying underway. 30 minutes, as we said, for the racers to get, you know, under their belt to try and get themselves a good time. Mr. Sock Gaming, thanks for pointing out the donate button doesn't work. We'll obviously have to go and fix that, and appreciate you even considering to donate to the channel. That's really, really good. But we'll get that fixed, I'm sure, in the meantime. But apart from the issues on the stream with a few buttons not quite working, of course it's all about the action on the track this evening. So Jimmy H looks like he's going to be one of the first out of the pits this evening. Of course it's a sort of staggered start with all the races this evening to make sure they all get the opportunity to have a little bit of distance between themselves and the other cars to ensure maximum amount of time on the track with that other car. So we're going to just stay on board with Jimmy here as he makes his way round the first corner, just to start warming up his tyres. You can see people moving out the way already, letting people pass, trying to get themselves some good space. So here we go. This is where it really counts now. With all these races on the track, we are going to see lots and lots of action, I'm sure. So yes, Jimmy H going around the corner. Lovely track here in the Algarve. It's a lovely clear day, nice and warm, and it should provide some fantastic... Oh, a little bit of a sideways action there from Jimmy into that corner. Not the cleanest of corners from Jimmy there, but you know, he's done his best. That's all we can hope for from our man from wolfies.co.uk and the Noob Gamers, of course. So let's see what sort of times people are going to be clocking. It looks like most drivers are out of the pits now by 1 or 2. Good evening, school bus. Really appreciate your wave as ever. Love that emote. That just, you know, crops up every now and again. And Curly Q, sorry I'm late, has Ben been DQ'd again? Oh no, we have 24 races in. It was just a, you know, obviously a momentary lapse in... let's see, not Benjamin 2010, there he is. I'm assuming that's who we're talking about as we let's, you know, get back on board with Jimmy. But yeah, we're all doing good, school bus. It's the first stream of 2019 as Jimmy H spins off there. Really unfortunate from him, but hey ho, that's, you know, what we've got to contend with this evening. It's going to be people all over the place. So of course, towards the top is our man Bob Humphrey. He was second from practice. Of course, he's going to be absolutely gunning for a top 3 position this evening. So let's see how he does that. But I can see we've had a lot of late entrants to the stream. So welcome if you've just joined us in. And we're underway into the competitive bit now. So let's see how this transpires for the next 27 minutes and see who can fight. So Bob already... is going to try and go for it because, you know, he's going to want to be in the top 3. He'll be disappointed with anything else, but we can also see some times coming in already. But yeah, school bus, how are you, my friend? Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're all good here. But yeah, you know, how's it going? Lots of Football Manager being played over Christmas, I imagine. So yeah, Yamas are watching. Appreciate the wife and her friends getting involved in the stream this evening, watching upstairs above the studio this evening. Hello to them. Thank you for tuning in. Yamas are watching. Disgraceful scenes. But yeah, let's have a look at the top. So Rob 3 currently leads the way. He's clocked a 1:55, which is a really, really good start from him. He's made an early attempt to wrestle the lead for this race. As we said earlier, qualifying is going to be really, really important this evening. There is absolutely no way you want to be coming from 20th, 19th, even 18th place all the way down the back of the grid. You want to get yourself at the top, otherwise you're going to have a whole massive pack of cars to fight through this evening. So we'll just keep an eye on Rob's times and see if he can better himself. But as mentioned earlier, Bob is shot straight in. So Bob is now in first place with a 1:42. So made significant improvements on Rob 3's first time. As we start to see some more 140s cropping in now. So let's say Bob Humphrey's now leading the race. We got Boban's nipped in with a 1:43. We've got Rolfie87 with a 1:44. So we're starting to see the racers clock some times now. There's decent distance between the cars on the grid, so we should see enough space for racers to put down a decent time. So let's just see who else can clock some good times. And there it is. We're nearly under the 1:40 mark as Mr. Salt comes in with a 1:41. Some fantastic racing there from Mr. Salt, a regular racer on the Noob Gamerz stream, and he'll be delighted with that, I'm sure, to get up towards the top of the grid early doors. OTL Dave Alex 4 has just given us a nice little follow. As ever, any and all support is really appreciated. Thank you for joining us, and of course the follow is fantastic. You know, really appreciate that. How does the OTL join this? Well, what you can do is you can go and join our Discord channel. We of course have a Facebook page as well, facebook.com/noobgamerslive as Mr. Salt spins off. All the details of the races that we organise are put on there, but of course on our website, which is noobgamers.com with a Z, Noob Gamerz with a Z, you can find a link to our Discord channel. If you want to head over there, join the Discord and get involved with that, you're more than welcome to. So next Thursday we have the Noob Gamerz Championship starting, which is a 4-week series, which I believe all the spaces for that are full, so we should see 28 races for that. And on Sunday we have a competition organised by a Project Cars 2 racing group, Tom McMahon, and he's got the Formula Rookie event starting this Sunday. Again, a 4-week competition, and we'll be bringing you all the action, practice, qualifying and race day, absolutely live to your mobile phones, to your TV screens, however you're watching this, every Thursday and every Sunday. But of course, you know, if you can't get in to some of our races, obviously tonight, obviously just missed out this evening, but please keep an eye on our social media, on our Discord, and I'm sure you can get involved at a later stage. But yeah, really appreciate you being here. So let's have a look at the grid, what we got. Most cars have now clocked a time. So Bob 3 has got himself, we're nearly under the 1:40 mark. Trevor Hump, his dad, in second place, and Mr. Salt now down in third. Rob 3 in fourth. New racer CPC Dem in fifth. We got Mad Knife, again a regular loyal racer to Noob Gamerz, in sixth at the moment. Boban again in seventh. Lang from the Sunday stream joining us on Thursday in eighth. Another new racer, Dark Arena, in ninth, and closing out the top 10 is Rolfie87 in 10th place. So really good from these racers so far. There's our top 10 so far, but with 23 minutes to go, there is still plenty of time for people to get some decent times down. If you are new to the stream, unfortunately it's just myself commentating this evening. Up until now we've had 2 commentators every single week, and we've been able to use the full broadcast features that Project Cars give you, but unfortunately this evening, illness, variety of other stuff has meant I wasn't able to get a co-commentator, so you're stuck with me, I'm afraid. But I'm sure I can still do a good job riding solo this evening and bring you all the action. And OTL Dave Alex with a 100-bit donation, new to the stream and already dropping the bits on us. That is phenomenal scene, so really appreciate that. Loving your work there. So yeah, thank you for joining us everyone this evening. Every single racer bar 1 has now clocked time in qualifying. There's just 22 minutes to go, but as there's a bit of time left, you've just joined the stream, let's give you guys a little look just to see what these cars have in store this evening. So again, another little overview of the cars we got this evening. So it's the Aston Martin Vantage GTEs with a top speed of 187 miles an hour, a 3.15 second acceleration from 0 to 100, and weighing in at 2,700 pounds. This rear wheel drive car is a lot to handle on the track as we start to look at some more live footage of the car itself. Just sat nicely in a garage, so you can get a nice view of what these cars look like. And then we'll head out on the track just to give you another look at this car in action. Every single racer this evening racing in the exact same car, but here we go. Let's give you a nice view of how this car's racing this evening. So there you go, that's another look for those of you, if you were here early doors you would have seen that already, but if you've just joined us, that's a proper look at the cars the racers will be using this evening. These real wheel drive beasts with lots and lots of power are certainly going to be tough to handle for our competitors, but it should make for some fantastic scenes at home. And just while we've been showing that, we've had another great follow. Hyos Ninja and me has just given us a follow, and of course that is very much appreciated. And we also have a new leader at the top of the qualifying board, and that is Seb H. He was first from practice, had the fastest lap time in practice, and he's got under the 140 mark to lead the pack here this evening ahead of Bob. So 139 from Seb H puts him rightly in first place, and it looks like we've lost a racer. So we've lost a racer, we're down to 23, and it looks like Jimmy's obviously having a few issues and had to jump out of qualifying. Hopefully that doesn't mean it's over for him this evening, and we'll see him later on, but we'll keep an eye on that and see if I can get any news for you about what might have happened to Jimmy. But yeah, thank you for joining in, everyone. We are 19 minutes away from the end of qualifying, so still enough time with lap times around the 140 150 mark for most cars. Still plenty of time to get some decent lap times from everyone down. Let's give you a little view inside the fastest car here this evening. So we're going to jump in board with Seb H inside the cockpit. This gives you a really good idea of what our racers are, the view that they've got racing around. As you can see, it's very claustrophobic. You can't really see what's left to right of you. So if you've got a car herring up the inside or left-hand side of you, whatever it may be, you're going to really struggle to see it. So they have to have really, really good reactions. There are, of course, a few mirrors knocking around, but they're not the easiest things to see. You can see one in the bottom right-hand corner. There's a one in the top right. But with 24 cars, or 23 at the moment, on the track, all starting in the same place, I can almost, I never want to guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee there is going to be at least 1 or 2 crashes this evening, or at least people spinning off the track and trying to avoid crashes. Remember, full damage is on this evening. Full damage is on. So if you're going to go up the back of someone, you're going to lose your front end. So it's not something the racers are going to do. In previous races, we've not had damage on. It's just been like cosmetic stuff, so it hasn't really made an impact. But this evening, if you have one heavy crash, your race could be over in its entirety if you can't make it back to the pit. So it's really, really important that the drivers do their best to aim for clean racing this evening. As Seb just takes a spin, look, in the middle of the road, he's taking a spin. He's just managed to get himself off, in fairness. But again, that's how easy it is. He's leading the pack, and he's taken what is a relatively simple spin there. And that's just how easy it is as we jump on board with Bob Hump. Bob Hump in second place. Didn't really have much pressure around him, and there's a spin. So we can see that from drivers up and down the pack this evening. And with a 30-minute race and people spinning off left, right and centre, we could also see some overtakes, so some back markers getting involved, getting in the way at the people at the top end of the grid. So it should make, everything's lining up for what should be a really, really good race. I, for one, are excited. Hopefully you guys and girls at home are excited as well, as we're just over 16 minutes away from the end of qualifying. Of course, if you've come to the stream this evening to see anyone in particular, drop their name in the channel, and we'll do our best to jump on board with their race cam to give you a flavour of how they're doing tonight. Say 23 races this evening, so you must be here to see someone, or maybe you're just here to see me. Who knows? That will be a nice thing. But while we're waiting for you guys to tell us who you want to see, we're going to jump on board with a new racer. So CPC Dem. Just joined the Discord this evening. Been keeping an eye on the groups that we've got to promote the races, and joined this evening already in third place, clocking a 141. So it's a really, really good start and a great debut for CPC Dem to the Noob Gamerz stream on a Thursday night. And we might have a dark horse in the race. We don't know anything about this racer at the moment. It's a decent sized race, 30 minutes worth of qualifying, 30 minutes worth of racing, so it does give us a really good opportunity to see what all these racers have in store. So we'll just stay on board with CPC Dem, get a flavour for the sort of racing that they've got under their belt this evening. As I say, debutant to the Noob Gamer stream. of course, we welcome them on board. It's great to get some new racers. Fantastic corner and hill that as it undulates down, you know, really blind. The drivers really can't see what's going on around that section of the track, which, you know, if there's a spillage in front and you know, you're just not going to see it. So, you know, fingers crossed we get a crash around there and we see some carnage from lots of cars getting stuck into each other, which of course will be really, really exciting. But once again, really appreciate everyone joining us here, all the follows, subscribes, likes, all the stuff you guys chuck at this channel, even the bits we've had this evening. Everything's really very much appreciated. But of course we like people just lurking around, watching in the background. You know, you might just want to chill out, have this on your massive projector at home and just sit back, relax with a coldie, and just relax and, you know, watch the race. And that's cool too. You know, we like all the support on this channel. We don't ever ask for anyone to do anything for us, but, you know, we've been blown away by the community that we've built up so far, and hopefully we can continue that into 2019. So just under 15 minutes left now of qualifying. Let's have another look through the top 10. So we've got Seb H in first place, Bob Hump in second, CPC Dem in third, Mr. Salt's currently in fourth, Trevor Humpdown in 5th at the moment, Rob 3, one of the early leaders, in 6th, Higgs Bosun from the Sunday Stream in 7th. We got Buggle Nuts should I say, again another new racer to the channel this evening, just taking a little tumble there, but currently in 8th place. So again, fantastic debut from Buggle Nuts so far, and hopefully we can keep an eye on how they proceed for the rest of this race and qualifying, just to keep an eye on. You know, we'll learn about their racing credentials. In 9th in Vertigo, so of course in Vertigo took part in season 1 of the Noob Gamerz stream, and, you know, on occasions has shown some glimpses of some quality, so maybe we'll see that tonight. You know, currently in 9th place is a decent start from Vertigo, in the pits at the moment, but, you know, not bad at all. And another new racer closing off the top 10, we've got Dark Arena. So a nice strong top 10 pack this evening, and it's a good evening. Noob Gamer Jimmy says, good evening folks, hope you enjoy the stream tonight. Again, we had a chance to catch up with Jimmy earlier and he gave us a bit of a lowdown of what to expect this evening. And Wheels McGee, long time subscriber to the channel, I think he's the most, you know, our longest subscriber, has joined us once again. Really appreciate you joining us here tonight, Wheels. So with just over 12 minutes to go, again, plenty of time for the racers to get themselves involved, as Dark Arena just plugs in up to 7th place with a 1:41, which is really, really, you know, great stuff there from Dark Arena. You know, really pushing hard towards the top end of the grid. So that's really, really good from him. Let's just see how we're going now. I believe the link we've just posted, Nightbot, you know, does a lot of my work for me, posted some links. If you were looking to, I know a few people were looking to click the donate button earlier, you know, you can now use that link. And we've actually launched this week a merchandise store as well. I'm going to order some stuff for myself and rock it on the stream over the next few weeks. You know, a couple of hoodies, there's a t-shirt on there, there's a mug. So if you really love us that much and you want to get involved with some merch, you guys can do that as well. But, you know, with just over 11 minutes remaining, still plenty of time for the racers to get their feet under the desk, so to speak. Let's have another look at what we can expect from the track this evening. So again, while qualifying's happening, let's have another look at the Autodromo Internationally held at Algarve. 14 turns ahead of us this evening. 2.91 miles, so just under the 3 mile mark in Portugal. It's really sunny, it's really hot. Nice long straight to open up the race with, which is, you know, just under 1,000 meters. It's 969 meters, that main strength, that main length of stretch. So, you know, really good opportunity to get some speed up for our racers this evening. So let's have a look at a full lap. You've got the main stand to the left hand side down the home straight, of course, which has a capacity of over 16,000 seats for racers to cram their way into this Algarve track. And, you know, you can see already from the footage we've shown you already, The rafters are packed to the you know, as full as they can this evening, as people cram themselves in to watch the action ahead of us. So here we are, we're at the slowest corner. So the slowest corner has now been navigated as we start making our way up the hill. A little bit of a left-hand bend, and then it's another opportunity to put your foot down. Good opportunity here for the racers to pick up some speed. The VIP tower on the left-hand side, which I'm sure is packed, as we go into almost a 180 again. So racers have to be really hard on the brakes into that one. And again, a slight uphill with another look at the VIP tower on the left-hand side. And now we're heading our way up into another tight-ish right-hand bend, and then it starts getting a little bit more tight. So again, nearly a 180 again, as we have the Samsung stand to our left-hand side there. Another opportunity down this hill for racers to get their foot on the gas a little bit. Round the Craig Jones corner, a little left there. And again, up and hill. Loads of corners you can't see this evening as we go around the Portimao corner, which is a blind corner and one of the most difficult on the track. And then, of course, the racers go straight back downhill, and it's another slight left-hand bend before hitting another tight corner. So here we go. It's another tight left-hand corner here for our racers to navigate. A chance to get on the gas a little bit, but then they hit the Sagres corner, which is a delayed turning corner, and usually taken in third gear, but good opportunity to accelerate out as they go round the final corner, which is, the course has a blind starting point, the Gulp corner on this fantastic Algarve track, and into the home straight. So that is what we've got in store this evening, ladies and gentlemen. So we're back into qualifying. No new leader at the top to bring you. It's still Seb H who leads the way, Bob Hump in third, but Higgs Boson has climbed up the charts and is now in third place. So it's some really good racing from him. And while we were just taking you through the track there, we had some more bits. OTL Dave Alex 4 has jumped in with some more bits this evening. So, you know, absolutely enjoying the love from Alex this evening, and we've even had a new follower. So Mr. Brisket has followed us this evening as Higgs Boson spins out there and heads his way into the pits. Let's jump on board with Trevor Hump out on the track and see how he's doing. But as I said earlier, you know, follow in, bit, subscribes, even if you're just watching at home, all the support you guys can give us this evening is very much appreciated. You know, we started off this channel with just a few people watching, a handful of viewers, and now we're up to some numbers which we're really pleased with. I'm really pleased with. You know, we do try and put a lot of work into our stream, make it look as good as it can, you know, for you guys at home, with the work we've done with the studio, the new videos we're bringing in for 2019 to give you guys a flavour of the cars we'll be racing in, the tracks, that sort of stuff. But of course, you know, we're always up for feedback. If there's anything you'd like to see from the stream, please let us know. But yeah, really appreciate everyone joining us here this evening. We've got some really good viewer numbers, and it puts a big smile on my face that everyone actually wants to spend their Thursday evening with us, the Noob Gamerz team, on a Thursday night watching some race action. So let's look back to the track. So let's have a look further down the track and just give you guys a flavour of who else we've got. I mean, we might not have seen as Trevor Hump takes a little bit of spin. We've focused a lot on the top 10. But let's look outside of the top 10 and see who else we've got this evening. So Boban was in the top 10 earlier. Sin, again, you know, in previous tournaments we've had with Sin, he has got the pace. We've seen he's got some ability, but just outside the top 10 at the moment, but could be a little dark horse for a top 10 finish this evening. Lang we saw briefly earlier. Autistic Deer from the Sunday stream has made his way over to the Discord channel for a Thursday race, which is really good to see. We have Rolfie87, which of course a long time chatter in the Discord channel and of course in the Twitch stream, but he's managed to get his dust off the wheel and get involved in the races as well. Another new racer to the Noob Gamerz channel, CS Kai. That's the best I'm going to do at saying that name. Currently in 16th place, so again, we don't know a lot about that racer at all, but you know, tonight will be a good opportunity for us to see them in action for an entire race, just to see what they've got to bring to the table. Took a long time racer with us in 17th place. We love a bit of Took. He always seems to get himself in trouble with some bumps and scrapes, but he's always there putting in the hard yards, which we really appreciate. Crichton Alpha again, long-term racer with the Noob Gamerz, down in 18th place at the moment. We've got Roadrunner, again, another new racer. So it's really good to see some new races for 2019 to the Noob Gamerz stream, in 19th place. And then we've got a few cars messing around towards the bottom, not Benjamin down there at the moment. We got Legionary, again, a new racer, hasn't managed to clock a time in qualifying so far. And it looks like Gilmoy Baby is just disqualified himself from qualifying, so unlucky there. We have another new follow, Louise Sophie. Really appreciate you following us here this evening. Hopefully you're enjoying the action here above the Noob Gamerz studio, because I know who that is and I know you're upstairs, but really appreciate you making an effort to sign up to Twitch and giving us a follow here this evening, and hopefully you're impressed from what you see on your screens. So just over 5 minutes left. Seb H, our leader, is in the pits at the moment. So Bob Hunt is out on track. He's got his lights flashing, trying to get the drivers to move out the way. He's desperate to get first place, although someone's weaving all over the place and causing him to slow down. He, of course, is not going to be happy with that at all. He's got just under 5 minutes to try and get that first place back. So, stick with us and we'll see if he can aim to do that. Higgs Bosun in third place at the moment. We've got CPC Dem in fourth and Mr. Salt in fifth. Trevor Hump in the pits at the moment, but currently sat in sixth place. We've got Buggle Nuts in seventh. We've got Dark Arena in eighth. Invertigo in the pits in ninth. And Mad Knife has made his way into the top 10. And we were speaking earlier about Legionary. Legionary hadn't placed a time yet, but has now snapped up 11th place with a solid 1:42. So really good racing there, but just one racer at the moment has managed to get himself under the 140 mark, and that is, of course, our leader Seb H, who's just chilling out in the pits, biding his time, deciding what his tactics are next. Maybe he's making some last minute changes to the car just to see how that is this evening. So just over 4 minutes left now. Not long until race day, and I for one am really excited. It's really going to hot up. You can see the time splitting up the top 8. We're talking mere seconds, even splitting up the top 10 this evening, just seconds in it. Some really fast cars going around this track this evening, 24 of them in total. All right, they're not all here in qualifying at the moment because of disqualifications and the like, but with all these people on the track, can't speak, it's going to be fantastic. Mr. Brisket, how often do you hold these one-off races? Would absolutely love to get involved. Well, Mr. Brisket, this is a one-off, as you know from the promotion. The next, I'd say 4 weeks on a Thursday and a Sunday, we have a 4-week championship. So on a Thursday, it's hosted by Jimmy H Official. That's a Noob Gamerz Season 2. And on a Sunday, it's Tom McMahon bringing us a Formula Rookie Championship. Both have 28 cars in, so they should be amazing. So please tune back in on Thursday or on Sunday, every Thursday and every Sunday. But in between each of the championships, which is what we're in now, we always chuck in a few one-off specials for new people to get involved. Come and learn about our community. So please join the Discord channel, go and like our Facebook page, visit our website noobgamerz.com, where there's links to all those various places where you can get involved, and just keep up. It tends to be a first come first serve. We tend to say on the Facebook, let us know if you want to get involved, or on the Discord. So yeah, that's the best way to do it. Just keep an eye on those. There was a couple of spaces obviously left tonight. I think the maximum around this track is something like 28. So of course, you're new to the channel this evening, and really appreciate you being here. But hopefully next time we do a one-off, you can get involved. But yeah, certainly keep in touch. The Facebook link's just been posted in the chat there for you, so please go and drop us a like on there. And as I said, the Discord channel can be found via our website at noobgamerz.com, which is currently undergoing a little bit of maintenance. We're hopefully going to give it a bit of a refresh, but yeah, OTL, 3 new OTL drivers on your Discord now, which is really cool. So yeah, thanks for joining us, boys and girls, and hope you're enjoying what you see. We try and put a bit of effort into the stream, make it as professional looking, because at the end of the day, there's loads of streams out there, some of them great, some of them really cool, some of them perhaps not got the gloss that we try and add to it, because we want to get as many people watching our stream as possible. So we do try and put some effort in and make this as good as we can. And of course, don't just watch for the race. After the race, we have some post-race reaction. We interview the drivers that have, maybe had some thrills and spills, maybe won the race. So we try and engage with the races themselves, get a few interviews. We might try and interview some of the newer racers as well. Unfortunately, practice was pretty short today. It was only 10 minutes because sometimes during practice, we like to jump in with the racers and, get their feelings for the races coming up. So, lots of people people to get involved with. And hopefully you can stick on board throughout the whole race and stream this evening. And of course, at the very end of the stream, we like to go raiding. So we're going to raid some other Twitch streams because, of course, you know, raiding on Twitch and getting involved in other people's Twitch channels are really, really important. So we've just under a minute left. Let's recap and see where we are. So Seb H, he's still in the pits. He's in first place. We've got Bob Hump in second, Higgs Boson in third, CPC Dem in fourth. We've got Mr. Salt in fifth. We've got Trevor Hump in sixth. We've got Buggle Nuts in seventh, Dark Arena in eighth. Legionaries managed to get himself up to ninth, which is really, really good from them. And in Vertigo, again, a tiny bit of a dark horse in Vertigo. We know they've got the ability in 10th place. So that's the top 10. So we'll stay on board with Bob in these closing stages, see if he can claw that first place back. But again, you know, hopefully that gives you a good overview of the stream this evening. And again, you know, viewing numbers this evening are amazing. I think this is probably one of the highest streams we've ever had, and I'm absolutely loving seeing these numbers clock in this evening. So even if you're just sat at home, you're not getting involved in the chat, and you're just watching us this evening, it's amazing just to have you watching us, and we really, really appreciate it. While I've been speaking, we've had another new follow. Average Sharpie has dropped us a follow on the channel. I hope you've been enjoying what you're seeing, and hope the follow is appreciation of that, and I really, really appreciate it. So there we go. The qualifying is complete. So we've got a few drivers out on track, just trying to, you know, make a last-minute impact. So we'll just stay on board with Higgs Boson. Just final few seconds he's got to clock a decent time. He's coming down the home straight now. Let's see if he can put a decent time in. Here we go. So he's improved on his time by about 200 per second. Not enough to challenge Bob in second, but a really, really good effort from Higgs. Took's still out on track. We got Roadrunner still out on track, but you know, you look down from first to 20th place, and we're talking 5 or 6 seconds separates all those races. Which, you know, with everyone standing start at the start of this race, it's gonna be intense. I think that's the best word. And remember, the second corner this evening is the slowest corner in the entire track, so the drivers really have to brake hard on that corner to get around it. And with 24 cars all doing the same, I mean, if it comes out clean, I'm not even going to say what I would do, because it might happen, you never know, but it's going to be amazing if we get through it clean. I have no idea if that's even possible. So just under 30 seconds left to qualify now. The last few races out on track. Let's jump on board with Took. No, Took's done, so it's just Roadrunner left out on track, and we are moments away, ladies and gentlemen, from the race day itself. So Roadrunner crosses the line now in 3, 2, 1. There we go. So Roadrunner in the pits, and that is the qualifying session over. Let's have a recap of the standings. So Seb H in first, we've got Bob Hump in second, Higgs Boson in third, rounding off the top 3, CPC Dem in fourth, Mr. Salt in fifth, Trevor Hump sixth, Bogglenuts in seventh, Dark Arena in 8th, Legionary in 9th, and it's in Vertigo in 10th. Let's head back to the studio as we wait for the race to start. So here we go. We're nearly there. Qualifying is done. The 30 minutes of qualifying has been completed, and we are now just moments away from the big race day itself. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys at home are excited. I'm going to take this opportunity to have a little bit of drink and just prepare myself for the race. It's good. So the racers are getting themselves ready, and here we go. It's now time for the big race. So here we go. The cars are lined up on the track. We are now moments away. We're just waiting for the racers to lock in and get themselves ready. You'll hear the roar of the engine start when the racers are ready. 24 cars have made it through practice and qualifying and join us for the start of this race. So we have that small right-hand bend to contend with first, and then straight into the slowest corner where, you know, the braking so hard. And we are going to see some incredible scenes. Now, of course, we do have a replay function on this channel, so if anything does kick off in the stream, I will, of course, get the replay going so everyone can see exactly what happened. So I'll load that up now and get that all locked in, so we can get replays going this evening. But yeah, we should be moments away now from for him starting. So there we go. The replay functionality is up and live. If you want to vote for replays, we've got the boom meter to the side of me. You can put an exclamation mark and the word replay, all one word, and that will trigger replays. But of course, I try and trigger them as much as I can to give you guys the best action. So let's remember who we got at the top. We got Seb H first, we got Bob Hump second, Higgs Boson third, CPC Dem fourth, Mr. Salt fifth, Trevor Hump sixth, and here we go. We've locked in. The screen has flashed. It's syncing up, and we're about to start the big race. I'm excited. So here we go. We've already got cars pulling out left, right and centre, and they're up on their haunches already. We've got cars spinning straight from the off as we keep on board with Seb H. So we will trigger a replay on that so you guys can see that at home. So Seb H currently in second. It looks like Bob's nipped into first place at the moment. Really good start from Bob as we come round. So here we go, the slow corner now, round to the right, and it's fairly clean from the races at the top, but Seb H has lost his first place and Bob Hump is in first. A replay now on your screens of exactly what happened at the start of the race, but we'll stay on board with Bob Hump and see how this race for first place starts off. So Bob Hump doing really well to snatch up first place from his second place qualifying position, and the top three cars look like they're getting some space now. So Bob Hump and Seb racing really hard, and it's great to have Daniel Pinkman 23 dropping us a little follow there on the stream. Really appreciate your support. So we're on board with Bob Hump 3. He's got Seb just in behind him. Let's jump on board with Chase Cam quickly and see just how close it is. So it's really tight from the top two competitors this evening. Bob goes a little bit wide. Seb gets the opportunity to go inside, but no, he can't quite take it on that occasion. But it was some strong racing there from Seb. He keeps up with Bob, just 300 per second. So tight on the brakes from Bob Hump there. Is Seb going to attack? No, not quite. Couldn't quite get the inside line there, but he is going to move round again to try and attack. So let's go back to the trackside cam and get a view for everything that's going on around them. So the top two racers have managed to get themselves nearly a 2-second gap now to Mr. Salt, who's managed to get through that early carnage in third. So it's a good start from Seb H and Bob, and Mr. Salt again has got himself a decent gap, but it looks like Seb's going to go for the overtake here. He's going for the slipstream down this home straight. They're just 200th of a second away. He's pulled out to go for the overtake. Let's jump on board with Chase Cam and see if he can do just that. And no, good drive from Bob Hump. Doesn't allow him to get in, but here's the slow corner coming up now. So we're going to go hard on the brakes from both of them. Seb H got the inside line, and it's a really good overtake there from Seb. Let's jump on board with Bob. So Bob trying to attack back. He's come out slingshotted through. They're going side by side. Who's going to get this? Remember, the next corner is going left. So Bob Hump's got the inside line here. And is he going to hold on to it? He's done really well to hold on to the inside line there, and it looks like Seb's gone a little bit awry and given Mr. Salt the opportunity to nip in. So let's jump on board with Mr. Salt, who's currently in third place. He's behind Seb H and Bob Hump 3 currently in first. We've got quite a few cars in the pits already from that early carnage that we saw down in the track. So let's look further down the grid now. I will keep an eye on what's going on there, but we do have some good racers down below. So it looks like CPC Dem is attacking Trevor Hunt for the fourth place position at the moment, under half a second away, although that time is coming down quite quickly. So it looks like CPC Dem might have an opportunity to attack here. So we'll stay on board of this race for a few moments, and we'll just see how this transpires into the next few corners. Roy Klops, thank you for joining us this evening. Full damage is on, and we saw that early doors from the start of this race. So yeah, full damage is on this evening, and I'm sure it's going to cause some issues later on in the race. So CPZ Dem haven't had the opportunity to pass there. So let's have a look further down the grid. So Took currently got himself up to 8th place at the moment. He's attacking Jimmy H. Official, who finds himself in 7th. Just behind him is Invertigo. So Invertigo just 300th of a second away from Took. So the top 10, it looks like Invertigo might have an opportunity to pass here. Can he get past Took down this home straight? So they're both going for it. Really good pace from Invertigo, and he's done it. So Invertigo takes up to 8th place into the first few corners. That was some really solid racing from Invertigo. Knew he had the pace, pulled out wide, and smoothly went round. Fergs, really appreciate you joining us here this evening. A nice cheer from Fergs with 100 bits. Really appreciate the support. So let's have a look at the battles that we got around us. So CPC Dem is still pushing Trevor hard. That race looks like it's going to go on and on and on between those two. So it's really, really good. Let's drop down. Jimmy H official has had a spin. Jimmy H finds himself off the track at the moment. He's in 9th place at the moment. Let's see if he can get back on the track safely. Is he going to wait or is he going to push it? Oh, he nearly had a smash there from Jimmy H, but he manages to get on the track safely. So that was really, really well done. Further down the track, Not Benjamin is pushing Sin hard. So he's just under the second away from him for the 16th and 17th battle, so it could go on and on down there as well. But we are going to go back up with CPC Dem. CPC Dem is again still pushing Trevor hard. Trevor's racing really, really well, keeping that gap between them at a decent, level at the moment. So CPC Dem at the moment, can't find a way through. But those two will be going at it for the rest of this race. So we're just over 5 minutes into the race, 24 minutes remaining. Let's see what else we've got going on. So Guttario, we've not seen much of Guttario so far this evening. In 11th place, we thought they were going to have an attack on Autistic Deer, but just lost it in that corner there and couldn't quite attack. Further down, Buggernuts. Buggernuts is attacking Jimmy H here. Buggernuts goes down the inside of Jimmy H, and that's a really smooth overtake there from Buggernuts to take up 12th place, pushing Jimmy H out of 13th place position. So we will stay on board with Jimmy quickly in chase cam and just see if Jimmy can attack back here. So Jimmy was doing really well earlier, up into 7th, 8th place, but had a spin off the track, just caused him some losses in some place. So F for Jimmy H indeed, pay those respects, and it doesn't look like he's going to go for it. But Buggernuts, however, is going for it. He's pushing Guttario hard down this home straight. Are we going to see a pass? We should do. And yes, we do. So really good racing there from Buggernuts to overtake Guttario to take up 11th place. So we will just watch this, see how this plays out into this slow corner. Guttario losing pace again, and it gives Jimmy the opportunity to come across, but he goes smash into the side of Jimmy. Jimmy manages to stay on the track. But yes, let's see if we can get a replay of that on your screens. We nearly had cars off the track there. But we've just had notification that Trevor Hump is pushing. Again, he's really close behind. So it looks like Mr. Salt has dropped out there. So Mr. Salt has obviously had a spin, and Trevor Hump and CPC are up into 3rd and 4th place respectively. So not sure what's happened for Mr. Salt. We jump on board with him. He's still on the track at the moment, so he's obviously come off the track there. So with so many races this evening, it's hard for me to keep in touch with exactly what's happening all over the track. But we have seen Mr. Salt lose a few positions. But at the top of the grid, Bob Hunt 3 still remains the leader with Seb H in 2nd. Although Seb H does have a penalty. Let's have a quick look at that penalty. It's only a 1-second penalty from Seb H. It might not cause him too many issues, but it might give him a tough time to try and attack Bob, who currently sits in 1st. So let's go further down the path. We're on board with Sin. He's attacking Jimmy H. Jimmy H in all the action this evening has lost another place. So Sin, although he spanned, Sin has spanned and gives Jimmy H the opportunity to take back 13th spot. So Sin was racing really, really well there, got himself ahead of Jimmy, but unfortunately span out and lost it. Let's have a look on the chat. So Mr. Brisket F, Jimmy, this is James. If he's listening, hello. OTL Milo, hi guys, thank you for joining us, OTL Milo, as we're getting a replay now on your screens of exactly what happened to Sin. So again, we're going to jump on board with Jimmy. So the racing around Jimmy seems to be a lot. He's pushing Guttario at the moment, just under a half a second between them. Let's see how these next few corners go. So Jimmy going, oh, and there's a little clip. Jimmy spun and Guttario spun. Jimmy's going the wrong way round, although he's managed to right it and he smashes into someone. So Jimmy's right in the middle of the track, and we've got a big smash. Big smash there. I think it was Rolfie involved or Guttario involved. So Jimmy getting himself involved in all the action this evening. And hello to Fergs23. We really appreciate you joining us. So Jimmy with all sorts of damage, and we should see a replay of exactly what happened there for you guys on your screens to see. So Jimmy doesn't get a lot of love in the stream as a car spins out in front of him. Guttario takes a spin and loses place as well. So let's have a look further up on the grid. So Trevor Hump and CPC still going for it. So Trevor Hump is actually down in 4th place. So CPC has actually taken 3rd place now. So really good racing from CPC to get round Trevor. But the race between those two is hot. They've been going at it for almost the entirety of the race. And it's really good to see some decent racing up and down the track from everyone so far. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on that, but we have just had a notification of Invertigo. So Invertigo in 7th place at the moment is attacking Dark Arena, a new racer to Thursday nights. So let's see if Invertigo can attack here into this slow corner. We'll jump on board with Chase Cam as it gets right down slowly this right hand bend, but it doesn't look like Invertigo's got the pace to overtake there. T-Mac has just joined us on the stream and has dropped us a level 1 subscribe this evening. Again, amazing from you, T-Mac. T-Mac, of course, is the organiser of the Sunday night races, as we have a great overtake there from Dark Arena and Jimmy. Invertigo, sorry, so really good work from them. So yeah, as I was saying, T-Mac organises our Sunday races. We have the Formula Rookie starting this weekend. 28 racers going at it for that, starting this Sunday from 7:45 UK time. So please tune in on Sunday to watch that. But T-Mac, you know, loving the sub from you this evening. It's amazing. So let's look further down the pack. Jimmy again involved in some action. He's got Rolfie just behind him, who has his car has been smashed all over the place. Remember, full damage is on this evening, and if you joined us for the start of the race, you saw cars up in the air early doors. So there's a little battle going on down there, but there's still a battle between CPC and Trevor for 3rd and 4th. It's so close. Those two have been going at it, and it looks like Trevor's just he's desperate to get past. You can see the little weave. He's just looking for a little angle. Is he going to force a mistake from CPC? As we saw one of the back markers there, just you know, nearly getting in the way, but Trevor's so close behind him, trying to get a bit of a slipstream going to see if he can get any extra pace. And it's so close from those two. They have been going hammer and tong for the entirety of this, and I'm going to try and keep on board with that as much as I can and see if that changes through the course of this race with just under 20 minutes remaining. Invertigo again has been involved in a lot of action this evening. He's pushing Dark Arena, who's in 6th, although he's got pressure from Mad Knife, who's in 8th place at the moment. So a decent race across the whole of the top 10 for us to keep an eye on. We've got notification of Rolfie attacking Jimmy, so those two are racing some pretty broken battered cars, but those two are still going at it lower down the track. Let's see who else we've got racing at the moment. So we've got Legionary in 14th place, decent gaps either side of him, a new racer to the Thursday stream. Jimmy H one side of him with Lang, a Sunday streamer who's jumped in for the Thursday in 13th place ahead of him. Dark Arena, as I said, we've mentioned them a few times now. They're new to the stream on a Thursday, doing really well in 6th place. But of course, the biggest debutant making an impact on the field is CPC Dem, who currently finds himself in 3rd place position, fending off the advances from Trevor Hunt, making some good gains by the looks of it. The gap between the two of them now is extended out a little bit as they make their way down the home straight. So fantastic debut from CBC. In 9th, Bogglenuts, again another new racer to the stream. And he is, you know, he's got some decent gaps between him. But let's have a look on the chat. And Mr. Brisket asks, is there a pit stop? Racers this evening can pit stop as much as they like, but it's not mandatory. Tyre wear, I'm told, might well last a race, depending on how you race. But of course it might not, again, because of, you know, the exertions of race day. But I say there's no mandatory pit stops this evening for our racers. But it looks like we might see an overtake here as Mad Knife attacks Invertigo, and Invertigo moves out the way and lets Mad Knife through, trying to avoid the damage. So that was, you know, probably some smart racing there from Invertigo to avoid the damage. Actually ends up off the track, losing a couple of places. And Mad Knife says thank you very much and snaps up 7th place. So that was really good there, and we'll see if we can trigger a replay of exactly that. Little passing manoeuvre for you guys on the stream coming up shortly. Hopefully we just caught that in time. But yeah, good from Mad Knife in 7th place. He's a regular loyal racer to the Noob Gamerz stream and doing really well in 7th place. So we can just see it now. So Mad Knife just comes up behind him in Vertigo. It might have been even a little nudge maybe. We couldn't quite see it from that replay. But in Vertigo makes way. But the race between 3rd and 4th is still going on. They're so close. And we keep seeing these yellow exclamation marks pop up on your screens, which show me there's some race happening. Normally you guys at home wouldn't get to see these extra buttons and extra exclamation marks that you can see, because normally we have 2 of us doing this, and of course we use the broadcaster and race director modes, which, you know, gets rid of all these buttons for you guys at home. But unfortunately it's just me this evening, so you've got a little bit of extra clutter on your screen, but you do get the benefit of seeing what I see with the exclamation marks. Leading me is Trevor Hunt. Oh, I thought CPC had gone a little bit wide. We lost track of CPC there. I thought we might have seen a little overtake. But yeah, those two are really, really going at it. Let's see what action we've got further down the track. So Lang attacking Autistic Deer for 11th place. So those boys desperate to try and make their way into the top 10, but decent gap between them is over the second mark now. So although Autistic Deer spinning around a little bit, gives Lang the opportunity to attack, goes round the outside. So Lang makes the most of Autistic Deer's error, although Autistic Deer comes back on the inside. Lang a bit wide, and we've got a little bit of a knock there. So let's stay on board and see how this continues. Someone's off the track ahead of them. So Autistic Deer and Lang going for it. 11th and 12th place respectively. They now move up with Sin off the track, who falls down into 12th. But it's really, really close racing from those guys. And Lang currently in 11th place, fighting Autistic Deer in 10th with Sin just behind them in 12th. So we are just going to keep on board with this for the time being, because this looks like this could hot up down this hot straight. We know the corner that's coming up. We've got that tight second main corner. Sin goes for the overtake here. No, he's not going to quite go for it in that corner. So we will just stay on board. Let's jump on board with Chase Cam and see what happens between these three going into this hard corner now. So hot on the brakes from all three of them. Is anyone going to make a move? Anyone being brave on the brakes? And no, all the places stay the same. As we have another contender just coming up behind them now. So Legionary getting involved with this little pack. He's making some gains on this little pack of three. As Sin goes for the overtake. So Sin goes for the overtake. He's got the inside line on Lang, and it's a really smooth overtake there from Sin. So really good work. But there is a little nudge there. A little bit naughty. It looks like a nudge. But he does pull back in front. But that was a really good move from Sin to take up 11th place, and these boys are fighting really, really hard to try and get himself into the top 10. As Sin, again, he does well to hold that position with Lang and Legionary nipping in behind them. Seb got the gap down from 1.5 to 4. Yeah, really good racing there. So we will just jump on board with Seb quickly. Maybe there was a mistake from Bob that allowed that time to jump out. No, doesn't. Looks like the gap's opening back out there, which is a shame. So we'll look back down on this action between Sin, Lang and Legionary. So Sin's got himself a little bit ahead now. Lang just behind in 12th, trying to attack with Autistic Deer in 10th. So Autistic Deer's done well to get away from these boys, but we are going to have a few battles. So Legionary's dragged himself into this battle. Is he going to go for the pass now? No. So still in 13th place, Legionary, although he's got the inside line. Again, I thought he might have had a little bit more pace there as all three racers come around this corner, and Legionary's pushing hard here. You feel like he's got the pace, and he has. So it looks like Legionary's going to try and go down the inside here. We've got a nice queue of cars building up as they go down this first straight. So Lang pushing hard. Currently still in 13th place. 12th place, sorry. So really good race from Legionary up to 11th now. So Lang languishing down in 13th place. Sin in 12th. So we do have a really good battle on our hands here. For these, just outside the top 10 places. But just as I say that, we've got some action down for the first place position. So it looks like Bob has given Seb the opportunity to creep in, or it could be some fantastic driving from Seb. We've obviously not been on board with either of these two guys. Not sure what happened, but just half a second splits them at the moment. So the battle for the lead, as Ulti Milo says, is on, and Seb goes down the inside. Has he got enough pace out of the corner? No, not quite. So Seb didn't quite have the pace. He did have the inside line, but he couldn't quite capitalise. So we're going to stay on board with this. We'll jump on board with Chase Cam and just see how this is hotting up. So he's going to go the inside again. Is he got enough pace again? No, not quite. So Bob's fending off his advances from Seb H. Really, really well so far, but we do have some back markers ahead of them, which could make things interesting. So these guys obviously going at a really, really good pace. And we've got a car on the track that they're going to have to avoid. So really well avoided from both of those guys there. Luckily, it didn't cause too many battles there. But the race for the lead is certainly on. And sorry, that was T-Mac who said that earlier, getting my chat mixed up, trying to do too many things at once. So Seb H is pushing. Let's go back to the trackside cam and just see what we've got around us. See if there's any more people. So there is, a little back marker behind them as well. No, to be fair, the time between them is fluctuating, quite wildly every now and again. So we will have to keep an eye, but they do have a lot of races to get past here. So we are going to stay on board. So we're going to stay on board with Bob, Bob's trackside cam here as these two fight their way through all these races, and let's see if they can get through these cleanly. So Bob Hunt makes an early attack. He makes the early attack on the inside there, pushes one of the racers out wide for one of the back markers, but of course he's entitled to attack that line there as the person at the top. So Seb, we've got people spinning off in front of them, which is certainly going to make their lives a little bit easier. So Bob, Hump and Seb trying to make their way through this pack of cars. A car's pulled over there for them nicely, which is really good racing, good sportsmanship shown as ever from the races. We see that week in, week out from the races we have on our stream, which is really good to see. But Seb and Bob H are really going at it, and it looks like Seb might have a little bit of extra pace there. I thought Seb was going to try and make the move out to the left, but didn't quite have it. So are there any more cars for these guys to get through? Yes, there's a couple of cars ahead of them still. They're going to have to navigate. One of them's off the track we saw there, although they're coming back onto the track, and luckily didn't cause any issues. So again, nice and clean for these boys so far. One more car ahead of them as a back marker still for them to get ahead, but the gap between them is, you know, still under the half-second mark, so it's still really tight. It's only going to be one mistake is going to throw this out, I feel. One mistake with just over 10 minutes left of the race, one mistake could cause them to either win or lose the race. So we are just going to try and keep on board for what is the most important race on the track at the moment. A little bit of a lock up there from Seb H as he went round that right-hand bend, but he is hot on the tails of Bob. And it's surely only a matter of time before he has an opportunity to attack. But Bob Hub racing really well to keep away. So, and Seb's gone wide. Seb's gone wide, unfortunately, down that corner, which has allowed Bob Hump to get a little bit more time under his belt away from Seb. So a little bit of a mistake there. Not enough to, you know, put him out of the race entirely, but enough that, you know, Bob can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. And he has a little bit more breathing space, although Seb's done really well to catch back up after that early mistake, and the time is back down. So we just simply have to stay on board with this race, because we're not sure how this is going to go. They are really going for it, these two. It's fair play to them both. And here we go again. It looks like Seb's going to go for the overtake, and he has. Really good racing there from Seb on the inside. Bob tries to attack back. A little bit of a wobble there from Seb, but he keeps his car on the track, and he's taken up first place. So let's get a replay of that on your screens, of that first overtake, but I feel like that's not going to be it. And remember, Seb has a second penalty, a whole 1 second. And let me just check that. Yes, it's still a second. So he needs to try and get some extra time on Bob if he can to really secure first place. So at the moment, technically, Bob's still winning the race, even though he's in second, as we can just see the overtake coming on your screen now. So there they go down the straight. I'm going to try and watch two as we can, and Seb just gets the inside line there and takes it there. So really good move there from Seb to nip in. But maybe Bob is, you know, maybe he knows about the penalty, and maybe he's just going to, you know, not attack necessarily here. And as T-Matt says, it was a fantastic move on the break. So let's see if we can move away from this very, very briefly and just see what's going down further down to the top 10. So Legionaries attacking Bugglenuts for 8th place position at the moment. Good battle hopping up. There's lots of cars involved. We saw these cars all racing together earlier, and they're still going at it, slowly moving up the pack. So really good racing from those guys down there. But we do have to jump back on board with Bob, because the time between them, you know, is so tight. We could see an overtake at any moment. Invertigo's joined us on the stream, so it looks like we've lost him from the race, unfortunately. Invertigo, if you want to let us know exactly what happened, I'd be really interested to know what happened. But it looks like, Invertigo, we've lost you, so that is a shame. So here's the place where Seb made the manoeuvre. Bob Hump can't do the same, so Invertigo, Seb H keeps himself in first place at the moment, getting my races mixed up. I do need to take a quick sip of water. So yes, bear with me while I just get myself back together. So yeah, the time between them has opened out a little bit. It gives us an opportunity to keep on board with these races further down the track. So Bugglenuts pushing Legionary for 8th place. So 2 new races to the Thursday night stream in 8th and 9th respectively, doing really well. A little bit wide there from Bugglenuts, but still hot on the tails of Legionary. And Invertigo said lost it on a corner, rear went into the wall and utterly buggered up the rear suspension. Oh, so unlucky from Vertigo. It looks like a crash has unfortunately put him out of the race. Mr. Brisket, no reason to feel down by the lack of racing on this time of year. Seb and Bob are where it's at. That's very true. But it looks like we might have a fight on our hands, and it looks like Trevor has taken back 3rd place spot from CPC Dem. So really good racing from Trevor to get himself. And we've got cars all over the track for them to navigate. So CPC Dem gives one of them a little nudge there, just to say, "Oi, get off the track! What the hell are you doing?" Unfortunately, it doesn't. it did slow down CBC down a little bit, which is a shame. But let's jump on board back with this first place race. So just over 6 minutes to go now. Just under a second separates them. But remember, Seb H does have the 1 second penalty, so he really does need to find a bigger gap if he's going to win this race in its entirety. But Bob, I'm told, obviously I've missed it where I was on board with Bob, also has a penalty, but the penalty between them two still sits at a second in total. So Seb has a 2 second, Bob has a 1 second, but between them it's still a second gap. So he still needs a whole second, Seb H, to win the race in its entirety. Let's have a look back on the chat. Invertigo says it was his own fault, mistakes happen, good fun up until then, tricky tap to drive when a load of apexes are blind indeed. Loads of blind corners into this one indeed, which does make it great for us here in the studio and for the people watching at home, but of course makes it tricky for you guys racing on the track. And unfortunately Invertigo fell foul to the track this evening. LMR, Deftone, you'll have to excuse me because your name is blue and it's on a black screen and I was struggling to see it there, and he says great commentary and I really appreciate that. I do try my best. If you've just joined us or if you're new to the stream, normally there's 2 of us doing this commentary, but it is just me this evening, which is why you see a little bit of extra clutter on the screen this evening. But we will be back, of course, on Sunday, 2 people at the helm commentating live on the championship that's starting, the Formula Rookie Championship, which is hosted by T-Mac, who's making his move to go and have some dinner. So go and enjoy that. T-Mac, and really appreciate you joining us. Bob Hump trying the old flashing of the lights manoeuvre, doesn't of course put Seb H off, but he's trying everything he can to get an advantage over Seb H, who's in first place. Remember, there is a time penalty between these guys of 1 second, so Seb H needs a whole second's worth of gap between them if he is going to win this race. But it is all still going off between these two. It's so good to have a race where this leadership is so tight, and it's 4 minutes worth of racing. They've got to hold their nerve to try and keep up with the pace with each other. Again, good manoeuvre from both of them then to stay on. It's a tight corner, that one, for the left hand bend, and they both stay on. So really good. Just under half a second between them now. So Bob Hump, as I said, he might be aware of the penalty, and he might just be trying to stay hot on the coattails of Seb. He knows he just needs to be less than a second behind to actually win the race. So we could see him just sit off and just wait, but it could be risky to do that, because if he does sit off a little bit, it could give Seb H, when they cross that final line, if he does have that second entirety in gap between them. And again, a little wobble there from Seb gives Bob the opportunity to catch up yet more time. So it's so close from these two at the moment. We have to simply stay on board with this battle. They've got some back markers to contend with now as well, which makes things interesting. So 3 minutes left of this race, and it is neck and neck between first and second. They're 25 seconds ahead from third, so there's no real challenge coming from anywhere else on the grid as they weave their way down the home straight past these back markers. And Bob Hump is so close. He's gone out wide. Is that a show of force to try and go round him here? No, it's not. He's just lining himself up, but he's gone on the inside. So he's slingshotted round, and it's really good racing from Bob. Had that extra bit of pace and slungshot round, going tight round this corner now. So keeps his cool round there as well. But we do have a fight back. No, we don't. Oh, I thought Seb was going to go, and we should get a replay of that overtake from Bob coming on the stream soon for you guys to see. Fantastic manoeuvre from Bob to pull out wide and cut in, but we did see Seb overtake Bob at this point in the race, but he doesn't do it again, although he's so tight. He almost had to go on the brakes there just to stop him going into the back. As Roy Klopp said, it was really good, and we've got a replay of that on your screens now so you guys can see that all over again. So as you can see, Bob Hump goes that wide and just slingshots in the inside and takes the place, but Bob Hump has lost his place. So Seb, while I was looking away, has nipped back in. Although Bob Hump's got the inside going into this corner, and Bob's got it back, but Seb's got the inside for this corner. Wow. We have a real good race on our hands there with just under 2 minutes remaining of the race, and a little bit of a wobble there from Seb goes wide, and Bob gets on the inside again. So Bob's on the inside for this corner. Has he got enough to get past? Great racing from that back marker there to move out of the way. That is fantastic sportsmanship from them to keep out of the way of this race. Really good. So Bob Hump's still in first place, and it is topsy-turvy for the first place position into the closing station of this race, and we cannot keep our eyes away from the action. We have to simply stay on board with this, because it is going all the way to the wire. As Will McGee said, it is tight at the top. So we're on board with Bob Hump and Seb H. Bob Hump currently has the advantage. Seb's going to pull out wide. Is he going to try the same manoeuvre that Bob did? Didn't quite have the pace, or does he? Can't quite see him off screen. No, so they're going into the tight second corner now. Really hard on the brakes on them both. Could see a mistake here. No, really close. I think Seb had a little bit more there, but couldn't quite capitalise because of the space on the track. And you can see how close it is between these two. They are going hammer and tong, and we are less than a minute left of the race entirety. Bob Hump gets the inside line, Seb just in behind, so there's not long left of the race. Who is going to come out victorious? But Seb H has gone down the inside. Seb H has gone down the inside really, really well, and they're touching there, but Bob's got the inside and takes back first place. So it is going all the way to the wire with under 30 seconds. Seb tries an attack on the inside, doesn't quite have the pace to maintain it, and Bob continues off him to first place and pulls a tiny little bit of gap in front. Let's get a replay of that action on your screens there as we keep on board with this action. So Seb H just in behind Bob Hump for first and second place. We should be getting a replay coming on your screens of everything you just saw there, just to show you how tight it is at the top between these two racers, and that should be with you now. So there's the replay on your screens as Bob Hump is still in first place. Is there going to be a last minute error, last minute mistake from either of these racers that's going to blow this wide open between either of them? But I think Bob Hump coming round these final few now should have this in the bag. As Fred says, this is nuts indeed. So Bob Hump still in first with Seb H just behind there, coming down the home straight now. And this could be that, ladies and gentlemen. But Seb's on the gas and he's pushing hard. Is he going to have a little pull out? No, and that's it. Race is complete. Bob Hump takes the checkered flag. And that was really, really good racing from them both. Let's jump further down the track and see what else we've got going on. So we're on board with CPC Dem, who is just behind Trevor Hump. Are we going to see a last minute overtake by CPC going around this last corner? It's really, really tight. He's going to pull wide, is he? No, I don't think he's got quite the pace. So fantastic debut from CBC Dem, new to the Thursday night stream and new to Noob Gamerz entirely. Takes fourth place. Great racing from those. One for the archive indeed, as we're on board with Dark Arena, who's pushing Mr. Salt in fifth. Again, I don't think he's going to have the legs, but we'll soon see. Although Mr. Salt takes a slide and he's lost it. Just as I say that, Mr. Salt loses fifth place going into the closing stages of the race, and Dark Arena takes fifth place. It's a really solid debut so far from Dark Arena, as Salty goes off the track completely and Mr. Salt has binned it, and there's a few corners left and he is in the dirt. Let's jump on board back with Salty and see if he can keep himself away. I think he's got plenty of time, but he's going to be absolutely devastated with losing that other last. The pressure from Dark Arena told, and you know, snapped up fifth place, an open door for them. So let's head further down the track. So Higgs Bosun down in 12th at the moment, is just behind Autistic Deer, but I think their race is over as well. So they must have just come over the finish lines as well, and I think that's going to be it. So let's see what penalties we've got. Obviously Bob Hump and Seb H we know. CPC Dem did have the 1 second penalty, so even if he was ahead anyway, it might not have been enough, but you see how close those lap times are between those guys. And Autistic Deer in 11th and 12th also have a few penalties, so we're just a few seconds away to get an official confirmation of the race results. But I think you'll all agree at home that was a really, really good race all the way to the finish. And please stay tuned with us here on Twitch on Noob Gamerz Live, because we will be bringing you post-race reaction as we interview the racers to get their feelings on how the race went. So here we go, we're going to get confirmation of the final standings of the race this evening, and there it is. Bob Hump in first place takes the golden crown this evening. I am just going to quickly save that replay so we can look that back if we need to. So Bob Hump in first, Seb H in second, Trevor Hump in 3. So really good night's work for the Humphreys to take 2 places on the podium. CPC Dem in 4th. We've got Dark Arena, 4th and 5th for 2 new races to the stream this evening. So that's really solid from both of those guys. Mr. Salt we saw in the final closing stage of the race losing 5th place, so he in the end finds 6th place. Mad Knife 7th place. Legionary 8th, another new racer in 8th and 9th. Legionary and Bugglenuts making the top 10 for their first race on Noob Gamerz. So that's really good work from them. We've got Sin in 10th. Autistic Deer in 11th, Higgs Bosun in 12th, Lang in 13th, Took in 14th, another new racer, Siaki I'm going to go with that. In 15th, Crichton Alpha in 16th, Rolfie 87 in 17th, Jimmy H ending the race in 18th position with Roadrunner in his debut in 19th. Boban, usually towards the top end of the grid, finds himself in 20th place with Not Benjamin 2010 in 21st, Rob 3 in 22nd with Guitario closing off the pack. And of course we did have Invertigo, who had the crash and left the game entirely. So there we go, that's your 24 racers, and as we said, we're going to try and get some race reaction now from the racers themselves as we go down into the interview room. So we're down in the interview room. You can see the studio in the top corner, and we have one of the racers with us already this evening. He's waiting to be interviewed by yours truly in the paddock. It is, of course, Bob Hump3, who joins us in the interview booth. First off, who took the crown this evening. Bob Hump3, how are you, my friend?
God, I'm still shaking. What a battle. I hope you got those last few laps.
Of course, we were on board with that all the way. It was the only race
wait to see that back.
We couldn't keep our eyes off it. I say you'll have a great time looking at it back, but how good do you feel to finish first place after that?
I wasn't expecting that after qualifying, let's put it that way. I thought he was just going to romp off, but got him on the start, managed to hold him. He had a few little wiggles,
yeah,
and then I made a mistake on the last corner, let him back in, and it was just... white knuckle stuff after that.
Exactly. I mean, we saw Seb H make a really good manoeuvre on the inside one of the slow corners, but then later on you came back with almost a slingshot manoeuvre going out wide and cutting him down the inside. It was some really, really good racing from you both, but more importantly,
it was really clean as well.
It was really clean from you both as well, which makes it a much better spectacle from a racing perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it makes you feel better inside.
And that's, of course, just as important.
Exactly.
And of course, your old man, Trevor Hump, in third, he's going to be pretty happy. We'll obviously get a chance to chat with him.
Yeah.
But good night for the Humphreys.
Yeah, well, considering, obviously, we didn't know the track, we didn't know the cars until we both got online at 1 o'clock today for 45 minutes. And then that was it. So then we were into this race. So yeah, we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, really good. I mean, as I say, I'm sure you'll really enjoy looking back on that, because it gave us some fantastic viewing. You two were really going out, and it's a shame. I'm just looking in the chat now. It's a shame Seb H hasn't stuck around in the Discord to have the opportunity to have a chat to him. But
yeah, I don't think he was in Discord.
He wasn't in Discord.
To his credit.
No worries. Well, hopefully I'll have a look back and appreciate what we're saying to him. But yeah, really good race from you, Bob. Well done. We'll let you go and cool off. But yeah, big well done.
Thanks, Murray. Catch you later.
See you soon. So there we go. That was your race winner, Bob Hump3, who took the crown. And of course, let's see if we can get reaction from Trevor as well. So Trevor took up third place in what was a fantastic night for the Humphreys. So Trevor now joins us in the interview booth. How are you, Trevor? We think he's there. Trevor, are you with us?
Yeah, I am with you. Thank
Trevor's
you.
here. So third place from you this evening, Trevor. How does it feel?
Yeah, that was excellent. That was really good racing. I had a great race with CPC. Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Oh, we think. Are you there, Trevor?
Hold on a second. I'm doing my usual. I've got the stream going. So I've turned the stream off now. I can hear you properly.
Good. Well, yes. Just talk us through how difficult that track was this evening.
It's a really wiggly track, that's for sure. But it's a very good rhythm track. I mean, providing you get the gears right in the turns, you can sort of fly through them pretty quickly.
Nice.
It's just knowing the track. Considering I hadn't driven it till yesterday, I was quite pleased with the way it went. But I had a great race with the guy who came fourth.
Yeah,
CPC
Dem, yeah, new racers of the stream. We'll hopefully grab a word with him.
He was very good. He was very clean, excellent racing. I loved it.
Yeah, Bob Hump said the same. The top end of the grid, the 1 and 2, him and Seb H, it was really, really clean racing. And towards the, I'd say the top 10, it was really clean racing throughout, which is great for us to see.
Well, Bob and Seb just cluttered off. I never saw them at all. That was it. They'd gone. But I just had a race of my own with CPC. It was great fun, and everybody else was clean and very, kind in getting out the way when we were coming up through, so it was really good.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining us in the commentary box for your reaction.
Thank you.
Well done again on your third place finish. And I'm sure we'll see you again soon on a Noob Gamerz stream.
Yep, cheers.
So there we go. That was reaction from Trevor Hump there. Now we've had the opportunity to speak to the top 3 drivers. Of course, we didn't get a chance to speak to Seb because he's not in the Discord. We are joined in the commentary box by Jimmy H Official, who of course did put this race together with just 24 hours notice. Let's see if we can grab a word with him now on how he thought the whole event went. Jimmy H, are you there?
Good timing.
Good timing indeed. How was that as a spectacle this evening?
Oh, that was great. That was really good fun. I'm not sure. I've just literally got back to the desk, so I'm not sure what the other chap said. Really good fun. Nice track. Relatively clean driving all round, I think. There was bit of carnage straight off the lights. In classic style, I got disqualified during qualifying for speeding in the pit lane, so I started. The only time I put in was position 22, I think, and lost 1 position as a penalty and disqualified from qualifying. So I didn't really get a lap in on qualifying. So I started at the back of the grid, completely at the back of the grid, I think, which is normal for me. I'm not normally right at the back, but I'm normally somewhere down there. But praying, hoping for a crash. And what I am quite good at doing is cutting through and avoiding carnage. So I was quite pleased to quickly work my way up to 7th. With a good gap between 7th and the marker behind me at 8th.
Yep.
Knowing that I'm a slower driver than most of these, I expected maybe a 10th or 11th finish, which I would have been happy with. Wasn't to be, unfortunately. Took a knock, took a spin, took some damage, dropped back a few places into 12th, took another spin, and then drove most of the race with 34% front end damage. So the car was rattly, the engineer was telling me to come in. I just thought, 20 minutes left, I'll battle it out. But generally, good race, really enjoyed it, and looked like a great battle for top 3.
Yeah, amazing battle at the top 3. So obviously that was a great summary of your race. But obviously, just as important is the stream, of course. We had loads of people tuning in for the first time, loads of new followers, of course. For those of you who don't know, Jimmy H, of course, is one of the founders of Noob Gamerz alongside myself and Ben. We've tried to put all this together for you, the stream, the racing, the Discord, all that sort of stuff. How fantastic was it to not only see new races this evening, but also new people on the stream joining us for all the action?
Yeah, both. I mean, having new races is fantastic. I think there were maybe 5 or 6. I haven't looked yet. Not so bad considering, we only put this out on the socials 24 hours ago. Quick whip round because our season 2, Noob Gamerz season 2, doesn't start until next Thursday, the 10th. So we had kind of an open slot this evening. So yesterday we thought put it out on the social, see who's about, see who wants to race. Pulled together 26, I think, in the end, 25, 26 with 24 finishing. Yeah. So not bad, but really it's nice to see new races, and it's good to see new races at the top 10.
Yeah.
I think we probably had 3 or 4, maybe 5 new races, new people on the stream, a couple of new followers. So really big thanks to them. I mean, kind of forget everyone else for now. That's a big deal. So big up those guys, really.
Yeah, exactly right. Just while we were going through some of the race reaction, Roadrunner 1024, I'm going to say, it might be 1024, however he likes to pronounce it, has given us a nice little follow and a subscribe with Twitch with Prime, Amazon Prime. Don't forget, if you are an Amazon Prime user, you get a free Twitch Prime subscription, which you can use every month, and Roadrunner has used that on us, which again, we really appreciate. And so yeah, all I've got left to say to you, Jim, is well done. Really well organised race for you this evening, put together, said, within 24 hours, and hopefully we can grab a word with a few of the other new racers just to see how they felt it went. But thank you for joining us in the commentary box.
Pleasure. Well done to all the racers. They're the ones who make it, really, not us.
Yes,
So well
exactly.
done to them.
So there we go. That was Jimmy H Official joining us in the commentary box this evening to give his lowdown of how he thought the race went this evening. But let's see if we can grab a word with CPC Dem. I've dragged CPC Dem into the commentary box here this evening. 4th place in the debut race for them this evening. I'm not sure, they're new to Discord. I'm not sure if they've got a microphone, if they speak, that sort of stuff. But hopefully they can join us here and get their reaction on the race. CPC, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect. How did you find that as your first race with us, the Noob Gamers?
It was very nice. Very nice. listening to half of your stream was nice too.
Good, good. I'm glad you liked it. I have to say, as a new racer this evening, to get 4th place in your first race, you've got to be really happy with that.
Yeah. Thank you. It was most importantly, it was a nice race.
Yes, very, very clean from all the
some
races.
good fights with other.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to speak to Trevor, and he said his battle with you for 3rd and 4th place was really, really good. He appreciated how clean the race was as well, so I have to pass that on to you. But yeah, really good all round.
Yeah, good to hear. Thank you.
Good, no worries. Well, yeah, thank you for briefly joining us in the commentary box. I'll let you back into the general chat, but I just thought I'd get your views. Well done.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. So there we go, ladies and gents. Let's head back to the studio. That was reaction from quite a few of the racers this evening. If there's anyone you want us to chat to towards the end of this, drop their name in the chat, and we will of course try and grab their reaction to the race. But once again, thank you for joining us on this, what was the first stream of 2009. We've tried to bring you some new features to the stream this evening. We've got a new intro video. We've got some car guides, some track guides, the post-race reaction, the new interview room, loads of new stuff to chuck at you guys in the stream, which we hope you guys appreciate, and makes the stream look as good as it possibly can. As I said earlier in the stream, we try and put as much effort into this as we can to make this the best it can be. Because this is an entertainment spectacle and you guys are choosing to spend your time with us, and we really appreciate it. But let's have a look at some of the chat that's been going on. So, good race tonight, says Sin, 1978. It was, of course, a good one, and Toot backs it up by saying it was a cracking race. Rolfie says it was a great race, and Bob Hump jumped in and said he was buzzing. Not Benjamin 2010, not happy with his performance, saying that kind of sucked. And Bob Hump also giving us some shout outs, saying the stream looks good. We have asked, someone wants to speak to Rolfie. Is Rolfie still with us? No, he's not by the looks of it. Can't see him on there, so we won't get a chance to speak to him. But yeah, that crash at the start indeed was crazy. Yeah, the Roadrunner 1024. We can of course see reruns of the stream. If you head over to our Twitch channel after this, the video will be there, and we do upload all our races onto YouTube as well. So please go and subscribe to us on there, and you can see all the races all over again. But yeah, really, all that's left to say from me is a massive thank you to everyone who's joined us on the stream. We had some amazing numbers for viewers, for people chatting, and even while I'm speaking now, we've had a new follow from LMR Deftone, has dropped us a follow. Again, amazing to have new followers, new subscribers, even just new people watching this evening. And yeah, Bob Hump, of course, it will be there, don't you worry about that. I've saved it on here if not, so we've got backups all over the place. But yeah, amazing work by everyone all round. You guys watching at home, of course, the racers. We got Jimmy for putting it on. Loads of people getting involved in this stream to make it what it is. And without all the individual parts, it simply wouldn't be what it is at the moment. So again, a big thank you to me for everyone getting involved. Ultimately, I've got the easy job. I just sit here in our studio and talk about what I can see, but it's the racers and you guys at home that really make it what it is today. Let's have a quick look and see if there's any more. So yeah, Not Benjamin wants to see that crash at the start. Sin City, nice racing Bob, of course. Yeah, it was indeed. Finally, before we go, we do like to try and go raiding where we can. If you guys want to go and do a noob raid this evening, remember that's the hashtag noob raid, and where we go and jump on another streamer at the end of our channel. Please drop that. Please drop that in there, and we'll see if if there's quite a few of you this evening who want us to go raiding, because Twitch, of course, is a really important community being the key word, where each streamer can help each other out by moving people who are on Twitch around. So we do like to go raiding towards the end of the night. We have got a last minute shout out to go and chat to Took. Is Took still in there? He is. So let's jump on board and get some reaction from Took quickly before we go, because of course that is what we're being asked for on the channel. So we'll go over there now. So we're back in the interview room, and we've dragged Took into the commentary box because people on the stream are asking to get some reaction from Took. Took, are you there?
Hello, mate. Yes, I'm here.
Took is there. How are you, my friend?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
How did you find that race overall?
I thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. It's hard work in VR. 30 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
But it's good. Good fun.
So what made you go to VR for racing for the first time tonight?
I don't know. I just thought I'd try it out and see how it went. Turns out probably my best performance, but I don't know. It made a change.
Yeah, well, we certainly saw you towards the top end of the pack, in qualifying, in racing as well. But what sort of cost you the sort of higher places? Was it crashes? Was it mistakes? And what meant you couldn't quite get that top 10 this evening?
It was towards the last 10 minutes or so. My concentration was starting to wane, and a few slides, a few slips, missed timed break points, and I just slept away.
Just slipped up. And obviously you've been with the Noob Gamers from the start for pretty much all our races so far. If you could describe the Noob Gamers community that we've built up in terms of the races themselves, what would you say about it?
Oh, it's good fun, mate. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's good bunch of lads. Most of us stay in the chat. We're talking throughout the race, and everyone's apologising. Everyone's kind of edging each other on. It's great community to be part of.
Good. No, it's really good to hear. So I think, as Jimmy said earlier, the racers make this almost, without them, we wouldn't have anything at all. Of course, the people at home are important as well, but without you guys racing, we wouldn't have anything. So yeah, it's good to hear that you're enjoying the community. And if you could take one thing away from that race this evening for your performance going forward, what do you think it would be?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit back and watch it and then evaluate. But I think just taking it steady. I think.
Cool.
Concentration.
Yeah, concentration in VR, I imagine, is going to be quite a challenge.
I'm not sure if I'll do it again. I'll see how I feel.
Cool.
But yeah, good fun.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for joining us for a quick interview towards the end of the stream. We'll put you back in the general chat now, and I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, great stream, by the way.
Thank you very much. Always appreciated.
Lovely.
See you soon.
Cheers, mate.
So there we go. That was reaction from Took as we head back to the studio. So here we are in the Noob Gamer studio. That's pretty much it from us this evening. Unless, of course, we want to see any raiding. If 5 or more of you put in the chat that you want to do a hashtag noob raid, we will go and look, of course, for a Twitch raid, because without you guys sticking around to do that with us, we can't go raiding, of course. So if you want to see a raid this evening, put hashtag noob raid. I'll do that myself now so you guys can see exactly what I mean. That's what we're looking for in the chat. If you want to go raiding this evening, drop that in there so we can go and find someone to raid. But if we don't get that, I'll give it a little bit of time, a minute or so, just to see if we get enough people up for it. But while we do that, again, a big thank you. Let's just review the sort of new people we've had getting engaged on the channel this evening. So we had a follow from LMR Deftone. We had a follow from Roadrunner, who also dropped us a subscribe. We had T-Mac subscribing as a tier 1. We had Fergs jumping in the bits with 100. Daniel Pinkman 23 dropped us a follow. OTL Milo also followed us. Average Sharpie with a follow. We had Louise Sophie with a follow and Mr. Brisket with a follow as well. OTL Dave Alex 4 kindly dropped us some bits this evening, with High Ost Ninja Adme also followed us in between. Texican Olive gave us a follow at the start of the stream as well, and of course lots of new viewers to the channel this evening, which was really good to see. So it doesn't look like we've got enough to go raiding this evening, which is fine. It was a really top stream, top race from everyone this evening. So once again, really appreciate everyone joining us here with your follows, your subscribes, or simply just sitting back and watching what we were able to offer you guys this evening. I hope you liked the new additions to the stream if you've been around with us a while. And the new intro videos, the interview rooms, the little videos we do around the tracks and the cars, they will of course be coming back. Don't forget, we'll be streaming again this Sunday live at 7:45 UK time to bring you the opening race from the Formula Rookie Championships hosted by T-Mac. So that'll be fantastic. 28 races in that. Full damage on open wheeled cars, which I'm sure is going to cause a little bit of carnage. And then next week, of course, on Thursday, we'll be bringing you the first race from the Noob Gamers Season 2 Championships. So lots of racing action still to come. We'll bring it to you live twice a week, every Thursday and every Sunday, as Mad Knife closes off the stream with a subscribe from Twitch Prime. Remember, if you have got an Amazon Prime account, you can get a Twitch Prime follow every single month, absolutely free of charge, which of course massively helps out our stream and keeps us going. So once again, big thank you from me. Really appreciate everyone joining us on the channel this evening. We'll see you again on Sunday at 7:45 UK time. We've been Noob Gamers. It was a great race tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.